Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First thing in the morning, we're hoping we have enough energy to do a video or two real quick.
Just as long as the coffee's still coming and it's hot.
Yeah, exactly. So, what we have this morning is, this is from our friend, the Unknown Apostate. Thank you, sweetie, so much. Sorry it's taken us so long to get to this. We've been sick, as you know. But this was interesting because he found this from a 1991 Watchtower, August 15th, The Abundant Goodness of Jehovah. And this is in the Watchtower Library, so anybody can go look it up. But I find this interesting because under the subheading, God's Goodness Today, paragraph 17, I'll just read this. This prophecy was first fulfilled in 537 BCE, and it's talking about the exile of the Jews and all of that, when the Jews returned to the promised land from exile in Babylon. In modern times, it began its fulfillment in the year 1919, when the remnant of spiritual Israel came out of Satan's organization and started earnestly looking for Jehovah and his goodness. And this is Unknown Apostate's comment on this. So what made Watchtower any different from all the other religions that would make Jesus pick them as his organization? From the above quote, it seems Jesus could have simply thrown a dart at a board and done just as well.
Yep.
And what we got to ask is, do you think God would have anything to do or would accept anything from Satan's organization?
Yeah.
We find it interesting.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we find it interesting that they say came out of Satan's organization. And this was in 1919. So does that mean that Charles Russell and the Bible students were part of Satan's organization?
Part of Satan's organization. Well, this is what's so misleading and what Jehovah's Witnesses, where there's an absolute disconnect. They used ancient Israel as an example. Okay? They came out of Babylon in 537 when the Jews returned to the promised land. Hey, Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses, the Jews were already God's chosen people, even when they were sent into exile. They were already God's chosen people. When they came out of Babylon in 537, nothing changed, except they were put into exile because they were disobedient and they were being punished, but they were still God's chosen people. So to try to make a leap and say that, spiritual Israel came out of Satan's organization in 1919, you weren't God's chosen people even up to that point. You weren't God's chosen people. So now, I got to ask, like you said, what would Jehovah take anything offered from Satan and make it holy and make it clean? If God does that, then God's a hypocrite. Jehovah's Witnesses. Think about what we're saying. You came out of Satan's organization, then that means Charles Taze Russell was part of Satan's organization. That's why he was measuring the pyramid, isn't it?
Does that mean that Satan's organization started your religion?
Exactly.
See, think about it. So,
exactly.
Good point, Unknown Apostate, for bringing this to our attention. And something else I got to add, too, is in 1919, they were still celebrating Christmas.
So that's why God could have just simply thrown a dart and picked the Lutherans as his mouthpiece. He could have picked Mormons to be his mouthpiece. He could have picked any other religion to be his mouthpiece because you were all part of Satan's organization.
Well, just like,
according to this Watchtower article.
And just like now, some of these new articles that are coming out, it's new light for witnesses, but it's things that Christendom has known for years.
Exactly.
So does that mean that Jehovah's new light that he's given you, Satan's organization, according to your idea, has had it all along?
Well, Watchtower Examination just did a wonderful piece
I think
on
it
that.
was blog number or video number 62.
Yeah,
If
and
you get a chance, go watch it.
he makes a brilliant point. Is that Watchtower is finally now admitting that some of these biblical applications are for the future. Well, this is what Christendom has said all along. You remember Jehovah's Witnesses, Christendom belongs to Satan. This is what Satan's organization has been saying all along. All these prophecies apply to the future. Watchtower is just now catching up to Satan's organization. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, but they don't look at it that
No,
way.
they don't.
New light, new light. No,
It's not new light.
it's old light that Christendom has been teaching for years.
Exactly.
So, yeah, just some interesting things going on
Okay,
within
so-
the organization and some new light that they claim.
Well, you know, we just get done choking down JW Broadcast. What? The one with Anthony Morris, the turd. The turd. I just don't know how Jehovah's Witnesses could sit there and swallow the same recycled crap. At one point, at the beginning of the broadcast, Anthony Morris, the turd, says, and we're going to show you how our literature is distributed. Hey, knucklehead.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. See, you're still recycling the same old BS. See? That's what this whole video was about.
All
right
they
here.
did was take new film footage of the factories
And
stuff.
just recycled it all again. It's there with this organization, there is absolutely nothing new. Oh, wait a minute. I did see something new.
What was that?
Well, remember in the broadcast that sister that's having a problem with her other sister?
At approximately 57 minutes into the broadcast,
She goes to the RBC and she's in this long line waiting to get checked in. I'm assuming getting checked in. And she's remembering this scripture that says in
Matthew 5.
Matthew 5, if you bringing something to the altar and then you remember that your brother has something, leave your gift and go make peace. So she leaves her gift, which is the helmet in her work gloves, and then she goes and makes peace. And then in all of this, she begins. I mean, the camera goes to a high priest in Jerusalem accepting birds, accepting goats. My goodness, is the RBC now being viewed as the high priest,
the altar.
the altar to Jehovah? But here's what's so funny about all of this. When you listen to the way Watchtowers get all of this scripted, and the way they make a modern day application is that, you know, this is all going to Jehovah. Going to Jehovah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Christian community, but isn't Matthew chapter 5 the teachings of Jesus Christ and not Jehovah? Think
Yeah.
about it. See, Gandhi said it right. If the world could all come together on the teachings of Jehovah, the teachings of Jesus Christ, there'd be peace on earth. It's not the teachings of Jehovah. It's the teachings of Jesus Christ. See, Jehovah's Witnesses, you see how you've been manipulated to misunderstand the true message of the Bible? Watchtower's got you thinking, oh, it's the teachings of Jehovah that's going to give you salvation. No, it's not. It's the teachings of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same old recycled bullshit.
Yeah.
There's nothing new.
Well, I do know of something new. I have something new.
What's that?
Yeah. I guess I better sit up here in my seat.
Yeah, we're kind of slouching a little bit, aren't
Yeah,
we?
we're slouching down. I do know of something new, and I want to thank the person that sent me this from France. How to support the work.
Oh, are they soliciting money again?
Oh, would they do that?
Never. Watchtower doesn't, because see, Watchtower has God's backing, God's blessings. So why would they need to continuously support or solicit funds?
Yeah.
If God was blessing them, God could make money grow on trees.
Well, either that or just throw all the congregation's money up in the air, and what God wants, God can take.
God will take. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's from a movie. Special support of the Bethel construction by interest-free loan donations. Now, what's interesting by the interest-free loan, they have a website here, tjf.fr. you can consent to a 2 or 3 interest-free loan by means of the Jehovah's Witness online donation site. They have an online donation site.
Do you think if we got involved with this, they might let us have an interest-free loan so we can continue our apostate work on YouTube?
I doubt it. Yeah. Support for the Christian evangelizing work. In Matthew 24:14 contribution box at the Kingdom Hall. By placing cash or check made out to ACTJF in the box marked Matthew 24:14. So apparently they have their contribution boxes marked.
Specially
with
marked
the
now.
scripture.
Exactly.
By means of life insurance policy, a legacy, or a donation. And there again, they have the Jehovah Witness online donation website, https://tjf.fr, or by directly contacting the accounts department at Bethel. Oh, by bank transfer.
By bank transfer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can go to the website, donation website, or you can ask the congregation form for whatever form this is. It's in French. I can't read it. By credit card. You can go to the online donation site again, or by using the electronic terminals present at most assembly sites, ATMs.
Oh, yeah.
A tax receipt. You can get a tax receipt at the website.
Well, what I find interesting is right down here, they give you an address that you can send, and it says Bethel Postal Address, ACTJF.
Yeah.
BP 625,
And then
Roovers.
and then they have the accounts department telephone number,
Yeah.
and then the email to where you can contact them.
So, just so that everybody sees what we're
Yeah. And
what
this
we're looking
was
at.
William.
This is the form right here.
Yeah.
Or the letter, or the whatever it is, the acknowledgement, or...
Yeah. And this was
The
William
request.
that sent it to us.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, William. Appreciate that. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I have one last thing.
Oh, yeah, this was interesting. As everyone knows, the 2015 yearbook just came out, and it is available on jw.org. And yes, I visit that website at least once a week.
We downloaded this the first 2 years of jw.org.
Now, this is in the 2015 yearbook, which we
Okay.
thought was interesting.
Past 2 years, they have had a total of 850 million visits to jw.org. Over 159 million videos were viewed or downloaded. Over 1 billion publication files were downloaded. Over 4 billion web pages were viewed. It's always been one of my pet peeves that numbers don't prove a damn thing. Numbers can be manipulated to prove or disprove anything.
Statistics has always been your pet
Statistic.
peeve.
Oh, yes. See, they got 850 million views or visits in 2 years. That's misleading Jehovah's Witnesses. Yes, they may have had that many hits, but you're thinking, because this is the mindset. Oh, see, we get 850 million Jehovah's Witnesses viewing our... No. When I was a Jehovah's Witness, only publishers could get the Kingdom Ministry. Sorry, our colored ink's running out right now. But this is the March 2015 KM. Jehovah's Witnesses, Kim and I are certifiably apostates. We are visiting jw.org, downloading your information to use against you. So,
And we know
Jehovah's
several
Witnesses.
of our friends who are also.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jill Chandler at XJW International visits and downloads. Jerry Jones visits and downloads. And I'm sure there are many other
Mark and
apostates
Cora?
that are downloading. So we, the apostate community, are part of the 850 million visits in 2 years.
Well, I happen to know Tony Prime's been downloading the kids' videos, and he's
Yeah.
been doing videos about
Been
that.
doing videos about that. But, Jehovah's Witnesses, you just, when you see a number like this, you have to totally appreciate that it's not just all current Jehovah's Witnesses apostates are doing. Now, just so that you current Jehovah's Witnesses don't think I'm blowing smoke up your skirt, I'm going to read you.
Well, Atlantis brought this to our
Yeah.
attention. Thank you, Atlantis and Nevada.
Yeah, I'm going to
Appreciate
read you a paragraph from this Kingdom Ministry. On the week of March 23rd, you're going to be considering an article, Meeting for Field Service that accomplishes their purpose. It's question and answer. Paragraph 4, because we're beginning to wonder if Jehovah's Witnesses aren't meeting for the Meetings for Field Service anymore, if they're just going out and doing their own thing. I mean, honestly, paragraph 4, not less important than other congregation meetings. Because meetings for field service are held for the benefit of those who are going out in the ministry, they may not be attended by the entire congregation. Ooh. However, this does not mean that they should be taken lightly or viewed less important. Are they viewing the meeting for field service less important than other congregational meetings? They must be, otherwise you wouldn't be having this reminder.
Yeah.
See? Like all our meetings, meetings for field service are a provision from Jehovah that enables us to incite one another to love and fine works. Therefore, the conductor should be well prepared so that the discussion will honor Jehovah and benefit those in attendance. Wait a minute. Doesn't the scripture say that Jesus organized the meetings for field service? Didn't Jesus send them out 2 by 2s? So when you're meeting for field service, again, we go right back to the same thing we mentioned earlier. You should be doing this to the honor of Jesus Christ, not Jehovah. Do you see, witnesses, how you're being manipulated to believe something that's not scriptural? See, Christ was the one that said, I mean, if you're going to follow this whole knocking on doors and going out in field service, it was Jesus Christ that set up this arrangement, so that when you follow this arrangement, you should be honoring the Son and not the Father, but yet you've got it backwards again. So anyhow, honor Jehovah and benefit those in attendance. If it is practical to do so, publishers who are going out in the ministry should make an effort to attend. Well, you know what I see happening? If this continues to follow suit and the brothers and sisters, Jehovah's Witnesses, are neglecting their meetings for field service, since all these kingdom halls are now wired for their for entertainment purposes, I can see the governing body getting together and preparing a daily meeting for field service. Maybe they'll have maybe they'll have Gene Fields out of Florida do it. Yeah, maybe they'll have Gene Fields do it, and then all they're going to do is turn on the communication package, hit play, and they'll have somebody like a circuit overseer, or maybe even a governing body member conducting the meetings in field service.
Oh, we've sat through several of Gene Field's service meetings, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. But the thing is Jehovah's Witnesses, you're having these reminders because you're getting burnt out, aren't you? It's simple. You're getting burnt out in this because Armageddon hasn't come yet. And now that Watchtower is planting the ideas, well, this is a future fulfillment. Wait a minute. That generation passed away, and Armageddon was supposed to have already been here. Watchtower doesn't have any other direction but to go than in the future.
And now that it's 2015, guess what? It's over 100 years now.
Yeah.
Because everybody was expecting 2014. We heard of witnesses calling all of their inactive friends and family.
Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen.
Please come back to Jehovah's organization. This year is it. Even in their KM last spring. Is this our last memorial?
Yeah, is this our last? You see how these little thoughts were just implanted subliminally. But anyhow, I got one more thing I wanted to mention about that JW.org broadcast. Remember if you watched it, there's one point in the broadcast where they open up a new memorial park or some memorial thing for the victims of
it was the
German
brother,
Holocaust.
the brother who died, I guess, protecting his brothers and sisters during the Jewish Holocaust.
If you notice when they lifted up the little piece of paper to show the placard, product placement. That was the first thing your eyes went to.
Yeah, the
that
little
big old blue, the blue JW.org. Product placement. Hey, Coca-Cola does the same thing in TV movies.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Now, everybody who visits that little memorial
We'll see
and plaque,
JW.org.
pathetic. Pathetic.
Well, we're at 20 minutes. Why don't we bid these guys adieu? And
yeah, time to go take my medicine and have my herbal tea. So you all have a great weekend.
Thanks for watching.
Love
If you have
you guys.
any comments or questions, please visit us at watchtower.exposed.